Hi, welcome to Two Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is Josh. And with me, chewing on her earpiece, is Pixie.
Hi.
How's it
I
going?
don't know why you'd even wait anymore for me to say.
You just refuse to introduce yourself.
Why break the habit of a lifetime?
You should introduce me. That's how it should start.
Okay, we'll do that next week and see how well it goes.
Alright. It'll probably just be like a 5-minute pause as I wait for you to introduce me.
You know me so well.
That's what I'm anticipating. So
Well, I think you've already predicted how it's gonna go.
Oh,
so
spoiler.
yeah, you've ruined it for everyone.
My bad.
Yep. I've pulled the thing off my headphone because I've been chewing on it.
That's not good. You're gonna break it.
No, it'll pop back on. There we go.
If you chew through the wire, though, you're gonna break it.
I'm not chewing on the wire though, I'm chewing at the piece that goes in your ear because I'm hygienic like that.
You like to taste the earwax.
I haven't had this one in actually, I don't think.
You looked it clean. You ready for some news?
Yeah, I'm being proper miserable bitch again today, so it better be good news, like hilarious news.
So that's par for the course, though, right?
What's that mean?
I mean, that's the norm.
I don't know, my neighbours are being quite loud as well today.
Go beat him up.
They're moving furniture around though, which makes a change from the constant shitty music and the kids running around screaming.
What kind of music do they listen to?
Really shit music with heavy bass, so that you don't just hear it but you feel it through the house.
Is it rap or pop music or
what?
what?
Like really shitty rock music that I've either never heard or was shit when I was a kid.
Also, like heavy metal?
He went through a phase where he played, no joking, The Offspring every day on his way to and from work, but really, really loud.
The Offspring's not that bad.
It is quite bad.
There's worse.
There's worse, but that's still quite bad, and it was shit. It was shit in the 90s or whenever it was.
Could be like
Do you know what I mean?
Could be like One Direction or something.
Let's not be silly. No one listens to that shit.
They did in England, didn't they?
I don't know anyone that listens to One Direction.
Well, not anymore, but they did.
I never knew anyone that listened to them when they were first out.
Yeah, but you're old, so.
No, I remember them when they were on the X Factor. I didn't watch it, but my mum and my sister watch it. I remember them before they were One Direction.
They were Zero Direction?
They were all just kids that went on this, you know what the X Factor is?
That's like American Idol, but
yeah,
for England.
So they all went on as solo artists, and then some genius decided they were going to make them into a band.
Oh, boy band.
Yeah, that's how One Direction started. Because my mum and my sister watch X Factor, I know that shit.
Does your mom like One Direction?
I don't think so.
So even though she watches X Factor, even she doesn't like it?
I think she just watches it because it's on telly, because then she complains that it's shit, and I'm like, well, don't watch it, you're giving it ratings, stop fucking watching it.
Yeah, I can't watch stuff like that.
No.
I do think Poppy should go on American Idol, though.
Why? She's already,
I know that's what would make it funny, though. That she doesn't need to be there, and she just does her weird act on TV and then, leaves.
Don't do it, Poppy, don't do it.
Do it, Poppy.
Don't do it, Poppy!
I want to see the interview sections. They'll ask her questions and she'll just be like, I'm Poppy.
Will she not just stare blankly at the...
She'll say her name.
The way I do.
Oh, that too, probably. She'll say her name, though. And how much she loves the internet and her fans.
I'd just stare blankly at them.
You should
and wait for them to answer the questions that they asked.
You should go on the X Factor.
No.
Why not?
No. No.
Why not?
No.
Can you not sing?
No.
Oh, okay. That's a good reason not to go on.
But I wouldn't go on even if I could.
Oh. Then your mom would watch you on TV.
I don't think my mum would even... I think that'd be the one she wouldn't watch.
The one... She'll sit through the One Direction kids, but not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Screw that. Alright, ready for some news?
Only if it's going to cheer me up.
Well, hopefully it will.
I've had a really shitty week. It's just been shitty in general, and then it's shitty because I'm crazy, and then it's shitty because I've got something wrong with my eyes, and I'm seeing double through all the new glasses they gave me, and then I squished a spider. It's just been a horrible, horrible week.
Was the spider your low of your week?
Yeah, it was, you know. It really,
that was
broke my heart.
That was your rock bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't see it, though, because it was fucking massive.
Well, what'd you do with it? Did you bury it?
I just flushed it down the toilet.
Oh. Very at sea.
Yeah. It really, really, it's plagued me since I've done it.
Do you want to dedicate this show to the spider you murdered and then buried in the toilet?
It wasn't murder, it was manslaughter, it was a mistake, I didn't see it.
Same thing. So dedicate the show to it.
Yeah. I'm very sorry to the family of the spider that I squished last night. It was an accident.
Alright, here's the headline. Guy cleans out his wardrobe, finds he's $1.32 million richer.
What the fuck?
In Montreal, so this is in Quebec, Canada.
Had someone just hid money there and forgot about it?
I didn't read the story yet, so I'll see.
Okay.
I don't read these in advance usually, unless they're animal related. Says the Montreal man has his sister to thank for his sudden windfall, the equivalent of $1.32 million, the CBC reports. Urged by his sister to finally clean out his wardrobe, Giorgio DeSantis found a Lotto 6/49 ticket, I'm not sure what that is, dated December 6, 2017, in an old jacket, and took it in to be validated. I would have never looked in that wardrobe without her, he says. He initially thought the ticket was worth $1,750 when it was scanned on the machine. Then he realized he'd won $1.75 million Canadian. He says his heart nearly stopped when he realized the real value, reports the Montreal Gazette. Now, the
Don't you have a time limit, though, that you can put it in for? So many weeks?
I think it's a year, so he just barely made it.
I don't think it's that long, yeah.
Well, I guess Canada's probably different.
No.
So it's the obvious question, how to spend it. DeSantis says modestly that he plans to bolster his retirement fund, and he may see extra hockey games with his nephew. That's very Canadian.
It's always people that are not going to do anything with it that win it.
That's always a bad thing. We had that one guy on last week that he won $20 million or something like that, and he was
and he
homeless.
Spent it, he enjoyed it.
It's not like prostitutes and drugs. So you say that's better than to bolster the retirement plan?
Listen, if I won the lottery, I've got a list of shit that I would do and I would not get through that list. Like, it would be gone before I got halfway through that list.
Part of it's giving it to me, right?
Oh no, you would never see me ever again.
Wow. That's harsh.
Listen, I'd be too busy off, like, doing shit with my life.
That's harsh.
I'd be busy doing shit.
No time for me. Alright.
I'd have no time for anyone. I'd be a recluse, but I'd be like living the dream.
It'd be full
I'd be like a recluse with a donkey sanctuary and I don't know.
You'd buy a whole village and just fill it with like sex robots. You'd make the Underground Railroad for sex robots.
I'd free them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd free them and I'd let them live the lives they wanted to live.
So it's just you and a village of sex robots.
And donkeys.
And donkeys. I hope the donkeys and the sex robots don't get together.
No.
They would in Tijuana, so don't move there.
The robots can come and work for the donkeys and I'll pay them.
Just don't do any Tijuana donkey show stuff.
That sounds wild. I do not even want to know what that shit is.
Google it.
No thanks.
I've heard
it sounds
that.
like a story I once heard about a banana and a stripper.
Probably it's similar.
Yeah.
I've heard there's also a Tijuana monkey show.
No, I do not want to know. Violating fruit is bad enough.
Yeah, violating animals. Alright, next story. Thieves pull off remarkable vineyard heist. It says brazen thieves have swept into southern Germany and stolen 3,527 pounds of grapes, leaving an entire vineyard stripped bare, Newsweek reports. A police report issued Monday says the perpetrators used a professional harvesting machine to gather up $9,200 of grapes used to make Riesling wine.
How did no one hear this?
I don't know. Maybe it's a quiet machine.
I can't imagine anyone that stripped grapes is going to do it quietly.
Think how many trucks you'd have to haul out of there. Like
exactly. That'd be very noisy and like...
2 tons of grapes.
And I imagine they'd have to have like some form of lights as well.
So amazingly, the vineyard in Rhineland Palatinate, I don't know, sits beside a supermarket parking lot, but authorities say no one raised an eyebrow. It says no one is surprised when the harvester drives through the vineyards in the fall, says a police source. It's nothing new. Between 1,300 and 1,700 pounds of grapes were stolen in the surrounding Bad Dürkheim district last year, per the BBC, and a Virginia vineyard allegedly had 2.5 tons of grapes worth $50,000 stolen last fall.
I didn't even know they made wine in Germany.
I could make it about anywhere that they can grow grapes.
I can't imagine it's hot enough. I thought they did it in like France and Spain and shit, Greece.
No, grapes can be, they don't need very warm weather.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it. They have vineyards in around Toronto.
So could I just like open a grape growing thing?
Maybe. If you have the land.
That's weird.
Maybe that's what you do with your lottery money.
No, I couldn't be bothered with grapes.
The vineyard owner told the Washington Post, "I can handle losing a crop to Mother Nature, but to come in and take my crop in the middle of the night and steal what we've worked for 8 months, that's disheartening." In Germany, vintners have blamed vineyard thefts on rivals. Their motive is jealousy, vineyard owner Stefan Altman told Die Welt 2 years ago.
I imagine it's not so much jealousy as increasing the profit for very little work.
Well, it's greed.
It's greed. Greed's different to jealousy.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And it doesn't seem like they were that concerned when the grapes were being stolen. No one decided to go and check what was going on.
Like, that's pretty ballsy. To just go into somebody's vineyards till 2000.
Nobody even bothered to, like, check and call the police or anything.
They should have little security cameras out there, I would think.
Yeah.
Put little tripwires around your vineyard, so if somebody
maybe just even get some, motion sensor light things.
Put booby traps in there, and so like a hot tub.
Well, like that guy last week.
Yeah, the guy with the hot tub.
What traps would you do? You couldn't have a hot tub roll down because of all the grape trees or bushes, whatever grapes grow on.
Maybe like barbed wire covered in fecal matter. So they get the barbed wire that gets in the
and then get shit in it.
Yeah.
That's a new level of evil.
They used to, like in Vietnam, the Viet Cong would do this stuff like that. The soldiers get like infections really easily. That's fighting dirty right there. Literally.
Yeah, that if I ever need to set up some fucking Home Alone style fucking traps, I'll be coming to you.
Well, you'll have your poop horde to use with the barbed wire. Just have to smear a little bit off of there.
Don't you dare use my precious poop pile for that.
So you're using fresh, unrelated poop to your poop pile for the barbed wire.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Here's a soccer story. Because we know you love football.
Is it a football player that's like let the child do something ridiculous? Because if it's not, I'm probably not interested.
No, it's about fans.
It
says,
I think I'd rather hear about some ridiculous child antics again.
Well, it's sort of ridiculous. You haven't heard the story yet. The soccer club's racist fans to get all expenses paid trip.
What?
It says hurling racial slurs at a Chelsea soccer match could mean an all expense paid jaunt to Poland. What the
fuck?
It's not exactly a dreamy getaway. After years of issuing bans to racist fans, the English Premier League team is offering to send them to the Nazi death camp Auschwitz for a history lesson, per the Telegraph.
I don't see this going well.
It says if you just ban people, you'll never change their behavior. Chairman Bruce Buck tells The Sun, this policy gives them a chance to realize what they have done to make them want to behave better. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich, who is Jewish, is said to have spearheaded the move, coming a year after the club called some of its fans for an anti-Semitic chant.
I don't see this going the way they expect to see it going the opposite way.
They'll probably just go to Poland and get drunk. Do you imagine drunk racist fans in Auschwitz?
Oh, fucking hell. Well, watch this space, guys. I'm sure Josh will have more news about it as it happens.
Yeah, you know there'll be a follow-up to this one.
Have we found out yet what that woman killed her husband do? Because I still haven't found out where she is and wrote to her.
Oh, what porn she did?
Yeah.
She was down south somewhere. I'm not sure. I can't remember the state. Like Arkansas or something like that.
No, I need to Google it.
Since a year ago, Roman, their owner, sat down with senior people at the club and had a conversation, says Buck. He had noticed an increase in anti-Semitism around the world and directed us to see what we could do to implement a long-term project to combat it. 2 visits to Auschwitz by club employees and supporters in April and June were, quote, really important and effective. He continues, adding his hope that other Premier League clubs will do their own things and make a real dent in what is still a problem.
I don't see it working.
That's like I've only heard of like racist crowds like that in England, and not in England, but in soccer.
Yeah, I think there's a weird mentality where they think it's part of the, like,
Camaraderie.
To be like abusive in every way they can.
So now I think they'll just use it for a free trip.
I don't see it going well.
Yeah, me either.
I can see them coming back with more race hate, to be fair. Like, I feel like they're going to find it validating in some way.
So make them even more racist.
Yeah.
Good grief.
That's what I think.
And then they won't get banned because it's the trip or the ban. So they'll become more racist and then go to the games and just yell even more racist content.
The thing is, the clubs don't want to ban them because they're getting money off it. They just have to be seen to be doing something.
Yeah. Here's another story about millennials. So it's about your generation.
Listen, you're just jealous because you missed out being a millennial by, like, what, a year?
You missed out on being Generation X. The greatest generation.
I don't think I did. When did Generation X start?
It started in 1965.
No, Generation X didn't. That's like baby boomers, 1960s.
No, baby
boomer.
Baby boomers from like 1945 to 1965. Or I guess 1964.
So, no, when I'm thinking of Generation Z, when did they start?
Oh, like 2000 or something.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
Yeah, you're a millennial. So this is all your fault. The story right here. It says millennials blamed for travails of American cheese.
What? Say that again.
Americans blamed for travails of American cheese.
I don't get it.
It says American cheese have been a staple in U.S. kitchens for decades. American cheese is sort of... No, they have like cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese.
Yeah.
American cheese is its own thing. It's sort of just like a Frankenstein monster of cheese.
That sounds vile.
American cheese has been a staple in U.S. kitchen for decades, but Bloomberg repeats that its fortunes appear to be heading south. The story also sees one big reason why. Millennials are interested in buying or eating the processed stuff, preferring instead natural cheeses that taste more distinctive, even if they are pricier. Chains such as Wendy's, Cracker Barrel, and Panera Bread are either ditching American cheese, a champion melter, or at least offering alternatives. It's an ingredient we're looking to less and less in our pantry, says Panera exec Sarah Burnett of American Cheese. The story finds even more evidence in economic stats, including one that notes U.S. sales of processed cheese are on track to dip for the fourth consecutive year. Prices for American cheese are down too, and the number of specialty cheesemakers is surging. A solid 40% of U.S. households still buy Kraft singles, but sales are flat. A company exec tells Bloomberg, whose story traces the cheese's origins back to World War II.
I've never even heard of.
It says
American cheese.
It says need an impassioned defense of the stuff. See Dave Holmes at Esquire, which wrote, what is American cheese? I don't know, and I don't want to. It's made of secret...
I imagine it's plastic cheese.
Yeah, it says it's made of secret chemicals, yumminess compounds, and can-do spirit. It says, I appreciate your ambitious 4-cheese blends, but if you're going to make me a grilled cheese, save your blending time and unwrap me 4 slices of Kraft.
I can't eat cheese, so I don't care.
Oh, see, you're also to blame. No, really. Because you're not in the United States, so therefore,
I think vegan cheese is much better than normal cheese, to be honest.
What's vegan cheese made out of?
Coconut.
Well, that's not cheese then. That's
Yeah,
coconut.
it is. Coconut milk, like, it does the same thing as normal milk, like, when you leave it to go funny, like, it does the same thing, so you can make cheese out of it.
Can you make yogurt out of it?
What?
Can you make yogurt out of coconut?
Yeah.
I've never had coconut yogurt.
Really?
No. I can drink milk
I
though.
have. I prefer the soya stuff, though, to the coconut yogurt.
I can have the real deal. So I do.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
Well, you don't know what you're missing out on. The real
I do,
deal.
because I've had it.
Yeah, but it makes you sick, so therefore you have negative opinions on it.
Yeah, but I still know what it tastes like compared to what coconut cheese tastes like.
You've never had American cheese, though.
That sounds like plastic.
Well, yeah, but it's like orange and it melts really well.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You probably had
Sounds like plastic.
You've had a cheeseburger at McDonald's there, right?
No.
Oh, you
I'm
never had one?
vegetarian.
Oh, that's right. You've seen people eat it, though, right?
Yeah, and that cheese looks like it's plastic.
Yeah, that's American cheese. You've seen American cheese.
That's vile.
Good stuff.
It's vile. I'm glad it's going, to be honest.
Millennials ruin everything. Everything.
Listen, we get a bad rap. We were just forced into this world that all the Gen Xers and baby boomers had fucked up for us.
Gen Xers are the greatest generation. By far.
Nah, you just joined in with the baby boomers' bad ideas about fucking looking after the planet and financial kind of instability. And now, us, millennials, we're just in this world where we can't make any money, the planet's dying, and then people are like, you millennials, you can't save, you just go on about the planet. We can't save because we can't make money because you fucked up the economy, and our planet is dying because you fucked up the planet.
Now that's inconclusive.
What?
The planet's dying.
Yeah, the planet's dying. The planet we will be extinct in 100 years, thank fuck.
Well, you won't be around in 100 years, so you don't have to worry about it.
Good, because coffee will be extinct by then.
I've heard chocolate is too.
Probably because it's made out of the same kinds of thing, isn't it?
No, coffee is made of coffee beans, and
Yeah.
chocolate's made of cocoa beans.
Yeah, but aren't they grown in the same type of way?
Probably. And also bees are sometimes
Yeah,
they're
and
dying
if
and
bees
sometimes
die,
they're not.
we all die. I like bees, though.
Do you kill them like you do spiders?
That was an accident.
I think it was murder.
It was horrible.
I don't know, you just feel guilty. I think you murdered it and then felt guilty about murdering it. So you're
I
like,
felt
oh,
sick
it was an
when I felt
accident.
it crunch. It was like, do you know when you don't see a snail and you step on a snail? It was like that.
I've never accidentally stepped on a snail.
You've never accidentally stepped on a snail?
No, I avoid them.
Oh, there's like this sickening squishy crunch. It's not the same as the crunch of a spider, but it's the same kind of sickening feeling that you get as you've done it.
You're just killing all sorts of animals.
It's horrible. I can't. I just feel like an awful human being.
You want to hear stories of somebody getting hurt?
Yes.
There we go.
Always.
Medieval reenactor impaled in freak accident.
Oh, he deserves it.
The Society for Creative Anachronism is mourning equestrian Marshal Peter Barclay, or as they knew him, Master Terrapin Grey Dragon.
Oh, fucking hell.
Tremendous name. Terrapin Grey Dragon.
Listen, the only place where people should be jousting is in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I guess these are medieval reenactors. That's just weird.
Yeah, that shit is weird. I don't get it. It's the same as, like, war reenactors. What are you getting out of that shit? It was an unpleasant time. Why do you want to pretend that you were part of such unpleasantness?
The only good thing in that time is women couldn't vote.
Oh. You're desperately trying to wind me up today, aren't you?
Yeah, because he killed that spider. It's revenge.
I feel awful about that spider.
Well, I would feel awful too if I murdered something.
It was horrible.
Says the 53-year-old Virginia resident was fatally injured by his own lance at an event in Williamstown, Kentucky, while competing in an equestrian game. NBC Washington reports his brother John Barclay. I wonder if he has a name like Terrapin Grey Dragon. Maybe he's like John Grey Dragon. But anyway, his brother John Barclay said in a Facebook post that the accident happened when Barclay's metal-tipped lance, which was not used for jousting, hit the ground and flipped, fatally impaling him under the sternum in a freak accident, the Louisville Courier-Journal reports. Barclay had been taking part in a competition that involves picking a paper plate off the ground with a 7-foot lance.
Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
Was he on the same plane as the guy that was in the drive-through accident?
The drive-through accident?
Yeah, remember the drive-through accident from a couple of weeks ago when the guy, was in the car that moved at the drive-through?
Oh, yeah, the guy that killed himself in the drive-through, maybe.
I think they were both on the same plane that, should have exploded.
Now, at what point in the medieval time period did they pick up paper plates with a jousting lance?
Never. Right, but can someone find out whether they were on, the same plane or in the same type of, motorway accident situation and survived? Because that shit is, freaky shit.
What was that movie called? The movie where everybody died freakishly after escaping the plane.
Final Destination?
There you go, Final Destination.
Yeah. I think they should have both been on the same plane. So if we can find out and we'll list what plane it was or what car accident it was, just so that people can be aware they're next.
Could be.
And not do stupid stuff like try and pick up a paper plate with a fucking 7-foot instrument of war.
Says the SCA, which has more than 30,000 members and specializes in recreating medieval warfare, yet again picking up paper plates, not medieval warfare. Says
I didn't even have paper plates back then.
No, they didn't have paper plates back then. Really, it's not reenacting. You're just doing stupid things with old stuff.
Yeah.
Since they're investigating the accident, Fulton tells the Washington Post that Barclay, a recently retired Army lieutenant colonel, was a consummate expert and active member of the group who had been taking part in similar events for more than 30 years. He knew how to do it and how to do it safely, Barclay says. He says was wearing a doublet instead of full body armor because there were no other riders in the ring. In the accident, Fulton says, something happened with that spear and he lost control of it, or it turned, hit the ground, and as his horse was moving, the tip went into him. He says it's a horrible set of circumstances that caused this.
What it is, right, is fate catching up with them. That's what it is.
I suppose so. Good grief. That's a bad way to go, impaling yourself with a medieval... That hasn't happened very often. That might be the only case in the world.
I reckon that happens more than you think.
People killed by their own medieval jousting equipment?
Yeah.
I doubt that. Alright, here we go. Parents speak out after cops called on black babysitter.
What?
Historically on this show, black people don't fare too well.
That's because they don't in life, to be fair.
Yeah, like the one, the girl was just eating her lunch at college and the police called on her.
I just can't. I can't believe it, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't believe it. It's just ridiculous that they can't eat, like, they can't even sit there and eat the lunch in their own kind of university place, just like normal people. Like, they're a normal person, like every other normal person, without people thinking that them eating lunch is a crime.
Yeah. Good old America. This is, of course, down south, which is where racism is quite prevalent. It says a white Atlanta, which is in Georgia, a couple whose children were out with their black babysitter when someone called police on the group, says the kids were scared by the experience. Dana Mango told Good Morning America Wednesday they were scared that they would say the wrong thing and cause them to get arrested. Mango and David Parker have been friends with Corey Lewis for a long time, and he has watched their two children for years. He was out with his 6 and 10-year-old Sunday when a white woman approached them in a Walmart parking lot. After asking whether the kids were okay and saying the situation looked weird to her, the woman followed Lewis and the kids. Lewis told Good Morning America. After the group arrived back home, a police officer arrived, having been called there by the woman. The officer ended up calling Mango and Parker to confirm the children were allowed to be with Lewis. The officer was actually...
What the fuck?
The officer was actually apologetic, Mango said. I think he was embarrassed. He saw what was happening pretty quickly, and after he spoke with me and confirmed that everything was alright, he let him go. After getting the call when they were out to dinner, it truly took me several minutes to believe that was real. I was just in a state of disbelief, Mango said. BWB, which I guess is the new thing, babysitting while black, Lewis said to CBS 46 when the story was first reported. The station notes that he runs a youth mentoring program.
I'm glad that police officer seen it was like someone being a bad racist and apologised though instead of fucking shooting him.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he didn't at least get tased.
Yeah, yeah.
and no, in this show, the police or the children also get tased.
They fucking tase everyone. Yeah, I'm glad that was a well-rounded police officer that was like, listen, I'm sorry, but some bad racist has called the police on you.
Yeah. That's pitiful. Like, mind your own business, people.
Yeah, like, it's not even like you can be like, well, you know, they were doing something like that was weird or could have been a crime. They're just out doing the jobs like babysitting or just eating lunch, and that shit fucking happens.
Yeah.
Just, my God, like, can we just get all the bad racists and just put them on an island together and just leave them there?
Or send them to Auschwitz.
I can see that going
That was
not very well.
The Chelsea Football Plan Act. Alright, this is the story. In this city, 13-year-old trick-or-treaters risk jail. Yet again down south. The trick-or-treating fun ends the moment a child living in Chesapeake, Virginia turns 13. At that age, kids going door-to-door for candy, quote, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor and punished with a fine less than $100 or by confinement in jail for not more than 6 months, or both.
Whoa!
According to the city's ordinance code, it echoes rules on the books in Norfolk and Newport News, per CBS News. Chesapeake's website, however, says officials only mean to prevent trouble, like a child taking pumpkins from porches and smashing them in the street, and won't be actively seeking out offenders, per WTVR. Up to 6 months in jail for being a trick-or-treater over 13.
So, like, you could be, like, 14 or 15 and in jail for just being out.
For 6 months for trick-or-treating.
What if someone is trick-or-treating who's older because they're literally taking, like, their younger brothers or sisters round?
They're out of luck. That's jail time.
Exactly, it's crazy. I wouldn't let, like, I'm not being funny. 13, I get is sort of old enough for your kids to have some freedom, but I would not be letting my 13-year-old kids wander the streets without a legitimate adult on Halloween when any fucking weirdo or pedo can stick a mask on and just grab your fucking kid in the street, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Alright, this story, flyers cheer as woman and squirrel are kicked off plane.
What?
If you're wondering how on the earth a squirrel managed to get onto a plane at Orlando Airport, here's the answer. A woman walked right on board with it Tuesday. USA Today reports that passenger told Frontier Airlines in advance that she would be bringing an emotional support animal on the Cleveland-bound flight.
What's an emotional support animal? Can I get one?
Some people will have like therapy dogs and stuff like that.
Can I get one? Can I get a squirrel?
I guess you could. I don't know if you can get a squirrel.
Why should you get a squirrel?
I don't know. Let's see. It says she did not specify it was a squirrel. Had she would have learned that squirrels and other rodents aren't permitted aboard in this capacity. The airline says that when she was informed she would need to deplane, she refused, and the police were called. A rep for the airline says all passengers were removed from the plane, and then the woman was escorted off, causing a roughly 2-hour delay.
Why couldn't she bring a squirrel on the plane? Why, that's racist towards squirrels.
Because rodents aren't allowed.
Why?
Because this is their policy.
Their policy isn't very politically correct.
I guess they don't care.
That's awful. Where do I get an emotional support squirrel, please?
Through a therapist, I guess.
Can I have a pelican?
Like, you could ask them. I don't know if there's any emotional support pelicans, but there might be.
I want a pelican that's calm in the middle of all the pelican chaos, because that pelican would do well with me as an owner.
How about emotional support pool inflatable animal?
No, I can't see that ending well for it.
Why not? It would get popped?
Yeah, I can see it being slashed to bits.
Aww. That's not very nice. It's not very kind.
I'm not very nice when I have episodes. Someone went. I was somewhere official the other day, and they asked me to describe what my episodes are like, and I described what a typical episode is like, and they went, "Oh, you poor thing." And I was like, listen, if you seen me go, you would not say you poor thing if you seen it in action.
Once you throw a chair at their head.
Yeah, chairs, food, whatever's fucking there.
Squirrels. I think you'd throw that squirrel.
No, squirrel will calm me down.
Well, you could ask. Ask for your therapy squirrel. Or pelican.
Cause my dog used to try and calm me down when I was upset. He'd come and give me a cuddle and stuff, and that used to calm me down.
Well, maybe look into it.
Yeah. I want a squirrel. Do squirrels give cuddles?
I'm not sure. They usually just run off.
I think we'd have the same type of diet, so
Maybe.
it could pretty much eat whatever I eat.
Article says Click Orlando reports the Orlando Police Department said the woman ultimately cooperated with them and was not arrested, but the New York Post points out a Twitter video shows that she was wheeled out of the gate in a wheelchair. She thrust her middle finger at the crowd of waiting passengers to cheers. It's unclear whether they're cheering at her gesture or her removal. ABC News reports the latter. Though a passenger...
Why would they be cheering a removal?
Because they've wasted 2 hours of their time on the squirrel. It says for the most part, people found humor in the whole situation. Other support animals prohibited on frontier flights per its policy: reptiles, insects, hedgehogs, rabbits, sugar gliders. Yes. Non-household birds or improperly cleaned and or animals with foul odor.
What animals it allows on then?
I would assume household birds, cats, dogs, maybe a pig. That's not on there. Looks like a therapy pig.
Where do I get a support pelican?
You have to ask the mental health.
Oh, can I get a sloth?
Maybe. That's not listed as banned.
Oh, me and a sloth will get on.
How about a raccoon?
Wonderfully.
A raccoon.
I think a sloth would be good for me because they don't take much looking after. They sleep a lot. I think they like cuddles. And I could just rig my house up so that they can just like swing about it and shit. And can you imagine breaking into someone's house and seeing a sloth coming at you in the dark? Like,
that'd be scary.
Exactly.
They got those really long like fingers or claws or whatever.
Exactly. That's why I want a support sloth.
So we have 6 more stories.
You know you can buy sloths.
You can buy them?
Yeah. But like the $5,000 from places like Mexico and that, I think. You have to pay to have them imported.
That would be expensive.
Yeah.
Here's another story. Have you heard of LeBron James?
I've heard the name, but I couldn't tell you what he does or who he is or...
He is a professional basketball player.
Okay.
The headline is LeBron James, my 11 and 14-year-olds drink wine. Which I guess for the United States is abnormal. Probably not so much in Europe.
Yeah, I think if you haven't drank wine by the time you're 11 here, then you're a late comer to the party.
Yeah, States is different. You're not supposed to drink here till you're like 21.
Well, you're not meant to drink here till you're 18, but I don't know anyone that hasn't drank, like... Oh, there we go!
Bowser's on the show.
He wants to get involved. He's giving his opinion.
Yeah. He's really...
Get him up here so that we can hear him properly.
He's in his little bed.
He hates me. Every time I'm on, he barks.
He barks all the time. Sometimes for no reason. Sometimes he'll bark and keep barking and then forget why he was barking and just keep barking.
Does he ever wake himself up barking but then carry on barking?
No. Easily. Oh, it's weird. It says LeBron James' sons are apparently older than their years, much older in some ways. He says, I've got very mature 14 and 11-year-olds. My 14 and 11-year-olds drink wine. That's how mature they are.
I don't think drinking wine is a sign of your maturity.
No, me either. There's a lot of adults that just drink a lot of wine. They're not very mature.
No, they tend to be less mature, I'd say.
Says they
Especially after a good few bottles.
He says they drink whatever dads and mom's having. Put it on me, though. Don't put it on mom. Put it on dad. Put it on daddy. Joke that LeBron James Jr., 14, and Bryce, 11, will be driving next week, too.
Fuck off. Let's hope it's not after a bottle of wine.
Well, I mean, the other actor put his 2-year-old, him driving, so these kids are waiting way too late.
That 2-year-old was sober.
Yeah, maybe LeBron can pound down some wine and then let his 11-year-old drive.
That poor 2-year-old is emotionally... Have we got a follow-up on that?
Yeah, that kid's a crap driver, too, because he kept crashing into cars. I would love to see video of that.
I don't know. I think maybe he was under a lot of pressure.
Here's a Halloween story. Out of, it says Real Knife, Real Horror at Nashville Haunted House.
See, before we get into this, I don't like these. My sister went to, what the fuck's it called? Farmageddon. My sister went to Farmageddon, right? Everybody here goes to fucking Farmageddon.
That's a good name.
I could not go to fucking Farmageddon. I would have a stroke or a heart attack. Say one of them people who's chasing you with a chainsaw is having a bad day.
Well, those chainsaws don't really have the blades on them.
I'm sure.
They have the chain, but they take the blades off.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah. That's a big safety concern. You can't.
I don't even know. I wonder whether Farmageddon's still going.
Look it up.
Yeah, I might.
Says Halloween is James Yochum's favorite time of year. He says, I get really excited about going to haunted houses. His Friday night at Nashville Nightmare in Madison, a sprawling attraction with 4 haunted houses, an escape room, and scary cast members running around with fake weapons, might dull the thrill, however. He says a thin man with a skull makeup, assumed to be an actor, approached his friend Tanya Greenfield, asking if Yochum was messing around with her, per BuzzFeed. When she jokingly said yes, the man handed her a knife and said, "Stab him." Yochum tells the Nashville Tennessean, "Keep in mind, we've been chased by chainsaws, holding other weapons, all kinds of stuff all night, and it was all fake," he adds. "So she stabbed me with it, and everything got really black." The blade, very much real, went through the 29-year-old's forearm. Though it didn't hit any major arteries, bones, or tendons, his arm was gushing blood like something out of a horror scene. Greenfield tells Fox 17.
Yeah, because she fucking stabbed him!
Yeah. So she really went for it.
See? This is why places like Farmageddon shouldn't be allowed.
This is 9 stitches later. Yochum recalls the unknown man apologizing as he lay bleeding, saying, "I didn't know my knife was that sharp." But according to Yochum, there were no weapons allowed inside the attraction, and visitors were required to go through a very thorough metal detector. In a Tuesday statement, Nashville's Nightmare organizers said that an employee believed to be involved in some way had been placed on leave until we can determine his involvement. An initial police report said the suspect had not been identified. No charges have been made.
Listen, like I said, all it takes is one employee to do something stupid. I said this right before you told me the story, but I'll say it again. Whenever I have to go through a metal detector and the metal detector goes off, they ask me very nicely, "Have you got anything sharp, honey?" And I just look at them and go, "No." And they go, "Okay, you can go through." Nobody ever fucking searches me. Never.
So
I could have anything, I could smuggle anything in anywhere. Nobody ever checks my fucking bag.
Well, maybe you should go to Farmageddon and bring a real knife with you and see if you can get somebody to stab somebody else.
No, I'd be too scared. I told you I'd have a stroke.
No, but you just give somebody a real knife and then watch them stab somebody and then you leave.
Listen, I'd go in and an episode and probably 2 seizures later, there'd be a lot of chaos. That'd be very, very real. That'd have gone down. That's all I'm saying.
Here's another creepy story. This one's out of Mexico.
Go on.
Couple found with body parts in stroller may have killed 20.
What the fuck?
Police in Mexico have been tracking a couple suspecting them of being tied to the disappearance of 3 women and a 2-month-old baby. So when cops spotted them pushing a baby carriage Thursday in a Mexico City suburb, they were hopeful they'd find the infant inside. Instead, they made a grisly find. The baby carriage was filled with body parts, the BBC reports.
That sounds like a creepypasta.
Yeah. It says the couple referred to as Juan Carlos N. and Patricia N. have been arrested. They now suspected of being linked to the murders of at least 10 women, though Juan Carlos told a court over the weekend he'd actually killed 20 women, per the Independent. He also said he turned his victims' flesh into pet food and their bones into fertilizer, El Universal newspaper reports. Prosecutors say Juan Carlos also confessed to sexually assaulting some of the victims before they were killed.
Fuck.
I wonder what that guy's wife or girlfriend or whatever thought about him.
Well, so you get some women that are like, I mean, look at Fred and Rosemary Weston, fucking Ian Brady and Mara Hindley, like, you get some women that do that shit.
Do you think she was in on it?
Yeah, I think she fucking was in on it, yeah.
Says investigators...
How do people like that find one another, though? Like...
Maybe it's a creepy website, like...
I should have that conversation where you're like, I enjoy torturing and killing people, and then your partner's just like, you are my soulmate.
That's my fetish, too.
Do you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
How's that conversation come about?
I'm not sure. I would love to see those two in couples counseling, though.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think the counsellor would survive it.
Maybe not. They'd be put in the baby carriage, too.
Yeah.
Says investigators searched 2 properties, including the couple's apartment, and found even more body parts stored in a refrigerator and in pails filled with cement. Prosecutors say the couple had been selling body parts from their victims, including 28-year-old Nancy.
What the fuck? Who was buying them?
I have no idea. Who vanished in early September with her infant daughter, Valentina. The neighbors say whenever they saw the pair, they were pushed in the baby carriage. Investigators say at least 3 of the victims, including
Did they have any children?
I don't think so.
Why didn't the neighbours think that's a bit weird? They don't have any babies, but they're pushing a pram.
Or maybe they don't know whether they have children or not.
You know, whether your neighbours have got children.
Oh. Well, it says that at least 3 of the victims knew the couple, and that Patricia had lured them onto their property, saying she had food and clothing for sale. And the only bright spot, the couple confessed they sold Valentina for about $800, and the cops were able to find the baby and return her to her grandmother.
At least she was alive.
Yeah. The BBC notes
Who bought a baby, though? That's fucking weird.
Those black market babies.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It says that state in Mexico has the highest number of disappeared women in the country.
Fucking hell. That's crazy. I bet you they were all that fucking couple.
Yeah. There's some weird people.
Yeah, there are some very, very strange people. And when it's coming from someone like me, you know, that
yeah,
he must be fucked up.
When you think you're crazy, you're like, well, at least I'm not pushing around a baby carriage full of body parts.
Yeah. At least when I'm like, I don't know what I've been doing, what's going on? The worst that's happened is shit's being thrown around, or I've filled out an important form and fucking posted it.
Yeah. So you're not doing that bad then.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Dirty Dancing?
Oh my god. My sister, when she was like literally a toddler, used to love that film, and it's such an inappropriate film for a toddler.
Yeah. Definitely. This is a Dirty Dancing related story.
Go on.
A Dirty Dancing reenactment in wine store ends poorly.
Yeah, I can see that. Ends in poorly.
Says bust out your best put baby in the corner jokes. A Florida woman has been arrested after police say she tried to reenact a scene from Dirty Dancing with a friend in a wine store.
The scene where she jumps up.
Well, so tragically, police did not report didn't specify which scene, though the smoking gun guesses it's surely the one where Patrick Swayze lifts Jennifer Grey to the backdrop of "I've had the time of my life." So that's probably that scene. Says the arrest of 24-year-old Cindy Barrientos occurred after the manager of Total Wine and More store in Jensen Beach called police to say the two intoxicated women were causing a scene. Says the manager wouldn't sell the pair alcohol and asked them to leave, and the police affidavit says that both did so, but then returned. Officers arrived to find Barrientos in her vehicle and say she became belligerent with deputies when asked to turn over her keys. She was arrested on a disorderly intoxication charge.
Were any of them injured?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
I've had the time of my life. I want to see that video too.
I wonder whether he's got it on CCTV. If they have, they should release it.
Definitely. I want to see that. I hope they were drunkenly singing that song too.
Like the one where the girl falls through the ceiling.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They can put the music over it, like they did with that, only they can put the Dirty Dancing music over it as they're trying to do the dance.
I'd watch that.
Yes.
This story says high school band shows shocks with cops at gunpoint.
Say that again.
Headline is high school band show shocks with cops at gunpoint.
That makes no sense.
So the high school band's halftime performance showing police being held at gunpoint is fueling anger in a Mississippi city dealing with recent killings of 2 officers, the AP reports. Pictures of the Forest Hill High School band's performance that circulated on social media Saturday showed students dressed as medical personnel holding SWAT team members at gunpoint as the band played. The fuck? Yeah. The performance took place Friday at a football game between Forest Hill and Brookhaven High School, just days after 2 Brookhaven police officers were killed by a suspect. The officer James White, 35, and Zach Moak, 31, were responding to shots at a house when they were gunned down September 29th per USA Today. The Jackson Public Schools Superintendent Eric Green apologized in a statement, saying the skit was loosely based on the movie that had a hostage scene and was not intended to depict people in our community. That's bad timing right there.
Why were they even doing that? Like, it seems really inappropriate anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Says the school district has a great deal of respect and appreciation for our law enforcement partners, Green says per WLBT. The band's performance does not depict the values and people in our community and was incredibly insensitive to the students, families, law enforcement officials, and the entire Brookhaven community. Government officials, including Governor Phil Bryant, released statements condemning the performance. This is unacceptable in a civilized society. Bryant tweeted, "Someone should be held accountable, and the band's director has been suspended."
I don't know how anyone thought that was going to be a good idea. Even if it was based on a film, it seems very inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems just as inappropriate as calling a stripper in to dance for nursery children.
I like how the stripper went through with it. That was my favorite part. So I'm getting paid. This is like working that pole in front of like 5-year-olds. She don't care.
Oh no!
I want to see video. I really want to see video of that too.
I doubt they filmed it.
I wish they. Like, imagine little hundreds of little Chinese children out there, and someone was like grinding on a pole. Like that's so ridiculous that's tremendous.
The way they said though that the gun displays as well that had gone on before that type of thing happened as well. Like, I think that should have been a warning sign that was bigger than the stripper, to be honest.
Yeah. Ready for our main event story?
It better be hilarious.
The store owner puts unique warning on microwave. This is all down south today. A Florida gas station owner has placed a sign in his store asking customers not to warm urine in the microwave.
What the fuck?
The AP reports. Barul Patel says he's sick and tired of people walking into his BP gas station and on-the-fly convenience store in Jacksonville to warm their containers of urine.
Well, how has this happened even once?
Well, it says the store is within walking distance of 2 labs, though one says it doesn't collect samples for drug tests. Patel tells First Coast News that people walking off the street microwave their urine containers, then leave.
What the fuck?
Warming urine from someone who hasn't taken drugs is seen by some as a way to help pass a drug test. Patel says a woman became aggressive a few months ago when he asked her not to warm urine. She asked to see a sign that says it's not for that purpose, so he made one.
Oh my god.
I'd love to see that video too, this woman saying like, well, there's no sign saying I can't put my piss in the microwave.
I think it's sad that the world has come to having to put signs on the microwaves that people cannot heat up bodily fluids inside them.
I feel sorry for the schmuck putting his burrito in there next.
No. No.
He just pulls out the container pee. This guy's like, well, shrugs, puts his little microwave pizza or burrito or whatever in there, hits the buttons and goes.
Oh, no.
What class? Like, how do you get your point in your life where you're like, you know what?
I don't get why they have microwaves in shops like that over there. Like, you'd never see that in a shop over here.
Well, they sell like frozen burritos and whatnot that people can warm up there.
Yeah, we sell frozen food, but we'd never put a microwave in there for like them to heat it up.
It happens a few places. I know 7-Elevens usually do it. But,
that's weird.
Well, that's an American thing.
Americans are weird.
Well, we learned it from you.
No, I don't think you did.
We're England's offspring, so where else do we learn it from?
You'd never get us calling the police because there's a black guy walking around with white kids.
Yeah, but also you're had to be shipped off to Auschwitz for racist chanting at
That's
soccer
just
games.
weird. That's weird.
But like, what point in your life are you like, all right, I'm gonna go to the convenience store and go warm up my piss so I can pass a drug test. Like, imagine that's your agenda for the day. Like, well, time to go to the convenience store, warm up my piss, and go turn it in.
Like your to-do list with your one thing on, warm up piss.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you feel better about yourself now?
Hey, I never feel bad about myself.
I'm saying
Don't you dare.
you're at least not warming up piss or push the baby carriage full of body parts.
The only thing I feel bad about is killing the spider.
Did you at least have a little funeral for it before you flushed it?
No.
It's just a
It was making me sad. It was just lying there with its giant legs all tangled up. So I just picked it up and flushed it down the toilet because it was making me sad.
Now, did flushing it make you feel better?
No, it's just that I was in the bathroom. I'd just got out the shower and like, you know the way you step out of the shower.
Oh, so you stepped on it. You stepped on it barefoot.
Yeah.
Ew, that's even worse.
It was horrible. I felt it crunch under my feet.
I thought you were wearing shoes or something, but no, this
No.
is ew.
I was getting out of the shower.
Did you scream?
No. I just felt it crunch and like twitch and then looked down and it was all tangled up and it was horrible.
Poor thing.
I know. So I just picked it up and flushed it down the toilet because it was making me sad.
Oh, I forgot to say on this show that all this news is from Newser.
We all know that by now.
No, but I gotta say it every time, so I'm not,
I'm gonna contact them and be like, Josh is just like ripping off your news stories every week.
It's not ripping
Doesn't
them
go
off.
anywhere else.
It's not ripping them off if you give him credit.
So says you.
Well, what I like about Newser is like now you go to like a news site and there's just like paragraphs and paragraphs worth of stuff.
Yeah, that's usually called news.
But this place reduces it down to like 2 paragraphs or like almost 2 sentences. So it's a lot less to read. Nobody wants to hear me like read like 5 pages of stuff.
When I've got internet again,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a laptop that isn't going to set itself on fire, I'm going to bring the news, and it's going to be like 20 paragraphs for every story.
Well, you're reading it then.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll sit there and I'll read it all, and I'll force you to listen to it all.
You'll be like, Pep Pep Cheerio, that's the news.
When have I ever said any of that?
When you read it, that's what you'll do. You're like, evening, governor.
When have I ever spoke like that?
Always.
Never.
I can't do an English accent. That's all I can say is evening,
When have
governor.
I ever said them words?
Pep Pep Cheerio.
You can't. All you sound like is you with a high-pitched voice. You don't sound like an English person.
Oh, well. I told you I couldn't do an English accent. Can you do an American accent?
I don't want to do an American accent.
But can you?
I don't know. Never tried.
You should try.
I don't want to.
Say Pip Pip Cheerio, but say it in an American accent.
No, I've never said that in an English accent. Why would I say it in an American accent?
Because it would amuse me. Come on.
No.
Do it for the listeners.
You can't even get me to introduce myself at the beginning of the show as though you can get me to do that.
you should say Pip Pip Cheerio at the beginning of the show. And also evening, governor, at some point.
No.
For shame. What's a stereotypical American line?
I don't know. I think it depends what type of American you're doing.
Like a double cheeseburger? That's pretty American.
I've never heard anyone just say that in an American accent. No, never.
Oh, you should come here. That's all you'll hear. Or sometimes they'll have a triple cheeseburger. One the double. Or I've seen up to a quadruple cheeseburger.
That's only 4. I don't know.
That's pretty big.
Like I said, I've seen people eat. Like, people don't just eat one, they eat like 2 or 3. Like when they go into McDonald's, they don't order just one burger. They order like 2 or 3 meals and eat 2 or 3 meals.
Well, here that they order one burger, but it's like this high. It's like 4 quarter-pounder patties, like a pound of beef, cheese,
the whole
and whatnot.
cow.
Yeah.
All that plastic cheese can't be doing much good for the insides.
If you're eating a quadruple cheeseburger, I doubt you're really worried about what the cheese does. America. Anything else? Any other news?
I'd just like to say, the slogan, Make America Great Again, makes me sad, because I don't think America was ever great to begin with.
Has England ever been great?
No.
Well, there you go. What country has been great? Could we see Canada?
No.
Not Canada?
No.
So they won that. It has been great.
None.
None?
None.
Oh. So it should just be Make America Great.
Yeah.
And just leave off the again.
Yeah. But I don't think he's going to get that with Donald Trump.
Why not? He was on The Apprentice.
Exactly. He shouldn't be president.
And he's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's in the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame.
No. No. No.
You don't think that's a good resume?
No.
Do you think he could beat up Theresa May in a fight?
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think it'd be too hard, to be honest.
See? So he's got that going for him.
Still, I don't think that's a good credential to be running a country on.
Well, Black Panther, did you watch that movie?
No.
They decided they're king in the fight. And then Black Panther got beat up by this other guy who became king. So that's not... it didn't work out very well for Wakanda.
Listen, I'm not for the fighting of people to rule countries. I've just said I don't think it's a good credential.
Well, the people of Wakanda disagree.
And how's their country looking?
Well, they got vibranium.
What's that?
It's a metal that absorbs vibration. It's like a super strong metal. So they.
And how's that working for them?
Very well, because they're like the richest country in the Marvel world.
What are they using it for, though? I bet they're using it for fighting rather than making buildings that withstand earthquakes.
They're doing both. They do weapons and they build armor too out of vibranium. That looks like cloth.
They built any buildings?
Yeah, they got buildings. It looks nicer than New York.
Okay.
It's a highly advanced society, but then they solve their leadership issues with fights.
I'd be queen.
You could beat them all up?
I wouldn't have to. They'd run away when I had an episode.
You start throwing chairs at the Black Panther?
Yeah.
That's racist.
I'd do it if they were white, though, so that's not racist.
Yeah, but they're not white. They're Wakandan. They're in Africa. They're all black.
Yeah, but I'm not throwing chairs at them because they're black.
Yeah, but to be queen, I'm just saying that there'll be black people you'll be throwing chairs at.
But I'm doing it to be queen. But no, I wouldn't be doing it to be queen. I'd be doing it because I'm mentally ill. And that's how I solve all my stress-related issues.
I think if you throw a chair at the Wakandan king, you'll have to go to Auschwitz to prove you're not racist. What do you think?
I think
the owner of the Chelsea
being there had upset me deeply.
What, Auschwitz?
I can't even step on a spider without crying.
Auschwitz would upset you, or going to Wakanda?
The racist place would upset me.
Oh, the German death camp?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's creepy there.
I can imagine it's very, very unsettling if you're a non-racist person.
So I went around the Twin Towers when they were rebuilding, and that was all creepy. It felt rather ominous.
Did they rebuild them? I didn't think they rebuilt them.
They built one big building.
Oh.
But still, it's creepy through there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I imagine Auschwitz would be even creepier.
I can imagine it's deeply unsettling.
Yeah. At least they kept it. They didn't, tear it down, put, a Walmart.
I think they should.
You think they should tear down Auschwitz and put a Walmart there?
Yeah.
I would think that would be disrespectful.
I don't think we need places like that around.
Yeah, but it's to learn less. It's to teach people not to do that in the future.
Surely the racists just can't congregate there.
Well, they're only congregating them because they're trying to send them there to learn not to be racist. But in general, Auschwitz is there as like a museum and sort of a reminder of the Nazi government.
Yeah, but I don't know anyone who's who's affected by death of anyone to want to go there. Like, I can only see fucking racists going there.
Well, I think a lot of Jewish people go there.
Really? Doesn't it like really upset them?
Well, probably, but I think it's also part of their, and it's ingrained in their culture at this point. The Holocaust, I would think. Because a lot probably had grandparents, great-grandparents there.
Exactly, like, why would you want to go to the place where, like, your family died? It's horrible.
I don't know, you have to ask them. They had problems there for a while, people taking selfies.
Fuck off.
I fired up the dog.
See?
Yeah, he's
Even
fired up.
Bowser thinks it's an awful human being that takes a selfie there.
There's people taking selfies at funerals with in the casket now.
Fuck off.
Like, they'll be like, guess Grandpa's in the casket, and they're like...
Are we back to that shit?
I
like,
guess,
when the Victorians used to, like, photograph the dead?
I guess so. But now we're doing it with selfies. I know, buddy. Isn't that terrible? Come here.
He's very distressed.
Yeah.
He agrees with me fully, by the sound of it.
I think he's cursing at you.
Bring him up here and get him to say who he's agreeing with.
Bowser, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, let's see.
Bowser, I would like your opinion on the matter.
You're on the show, Bowser. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people.
See, even you can't even get Bowser to do it.
He's just staring at the camera. I gave you a chance to talk and you didn't talk. Good grief.
He's taken as lessons that I've learnt and he's using them well.
He can't even hear you though. Because your voice just goes in the headset.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just hear me. Well, dogs do have sensitive hearing, so he might be able to hear you a little bit.
And I do have quite a high-pitched voice, and they can hear higher-pitched noises, so...
I know, you're like, pep pep cheerio!
Oh my god! I never ever say that stuff!
You should, though.
No.
Shouldn't say what?
It's a bad xenophobic stereotype.
What is?
Saying that.
Saying what?
Saying you're racist English.
That's not racist. We're both white. That can't be racist against you.
Xenophobic.
Well, I can be xenophobic then. You're talking bad about American cheese. That's xenophobic.
American cheese sounds disgusting, and I'm sure it kills millions of people every year.
Well, so does Pip Pip Cheerio. So there you go.
Yeah, but I don't say it.
That's not proven. You can't prove that you don't say it.
Yeah, I can, because I don't say it.
Have you ever heard anybody say it?
No.
How about evening?
Only you.
How about evening, Governor?
Only you.
You haven't heard that either?
No, only you.
Why do they call the bathroom the water closet?
We don't. We call it the toilet.
I've heard it called the water closet there.
No, I've never heard it called that.
I'll Google it. I'll Google water closet. Let's see. Wikipedia says it's chiefly British, a room containing a flush toilet. So it is a British term.
I've never ever heard it.
The water closet. Maybe it's outdated.
Maybe.
That's what. You ever see WC on something?
Yeah, on trains, you see it.
Yeah, that stands for water closet.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Yeah, but it's on your trains.
It is. It is on trains, yeah.
See? So you've heard of the term.
No, I've just seen the WC.
Oh, so now you know what it stands for. You learned something new today. What do you think it stood for?
Wee.
That would be WW.
Wee. Wee.
The wee chair?
Yeah, the wee chair, yeah.
Or the wee chair?
That makes more sense than water closet. We don't even say closet here.
Well, it apparently did.
No. The wee chair sounds about right.
I don't know what to tell you. That's what they used to call it. The water closet.
I think it really stands for wee chair and you're just making that up.
That's
how you said chair so fast.
I was thinking what started with C, and I'm like, well, chair.
Yeah, it stands for wee chair.
If you say so.
You know, I'm right.
No, it says for water. You should Google it. Water closet.
Wee chair.
Yeah, but what if you got poop in it?
No one goes poop in public.
Some people do. What if you really gotta go? If you have to either poop yourself or poop on the train, what would you do?
I couldn't do either. I couldn't even wee when I was in hospital because I was convinced people could dare me.
I'm sure you went at least once.
I'd go like once a day.
See, you said you didn't go at all. Now you're saying you went once a day.
Only wee like once a day. Like it was horrific. If you ever needed to go wee and you can't go wee, it's awful.
Yeah, kind of, it's uncomfortable.
It's more than uncomfortable.
Well, it's being nice. It's been a good show. It's about the wee chair.
You know, that's what it really stands for.
That's what you say. You also say that cookies are bread, so, you know.
No, biscuits.
No,
you said cookies are bread.
No.
No, you said biscuits are bread.
No, you said cookies are not made in a factory. They're bread.
No, yeah, they are. They breathe with one another, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant bread like the food.
No, bread like breeding.
Yeah, you even sent me fucking cookie porn.
So? There's nothing wrong with that.
It was inappropriate.
I should post that on our Twitter. Just randomly.
Do not.
I'll do
You'll
it.
have our Twitter closed down?
No. That's safe for Twitter.
No.
If someone can't handle seeing one cookie on top of the other cookie, they got problems.
I think it's inappropriate.
Well, it's getting posted. You have to deal with
You're
it.
disgusting.
What do you mean
You are a disgusting human being.
What do you mean I'm disgusting?
You're doing it right now, aren't you?
No.
You are.
Of course not.
Look at your face.
Why would I do that?
Look at the camera and tell me you're not doing it right now.
I'm not doing it right now.
You're a liar, you're doing it.
What's wrong with that?
You're disgusting. You disgust me.
You're amused by it.
When our Twitter gets closed down, it's your fault. I have to remember what Twitter I'm on. I'm always like, I'm always going on it because it tells me there's notifications, and I go on it and there's no notifications because you've obviously got to it first, right? And then I forget that I'm in it.
Oops.
And then almost tweet from that account when I mean to tweet from my account.
That'd be funny.
It's going to happen one day because I always catch myself just before I do it.
I would laugh. I'm trying to remember the password. I remember
the password. I can't remember the email address.
I remember it. You don't need the email address, just remember the name. Here we go, I'm gonna post it.
I knew you were doing it.
You just told me to say I wasn't doing it, so I told you I wasn't doing it. But I really was.
You're a bad liar.
There we go, that's on there.
You're an awful human being.
Exactly. But that, you've known that for a while. That's not new knowledge. Unlike the water closet. That's new knowledge.
The wee chair!
The water closet.
It's the wee chair.
No.
It is.
No. Well, I gotta get the show edited.
Okay.
So everybody have a good week. We'll see you next week. More weird news and stuff. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
He's gonna say bye a million times. You won't say hello, but you'll say goodbye. What's up with that?
Listen. It's never gonna happen. Just accept it.
Well, you have to introduce me next week.
You know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be dead air for like 10 minutes until you give in and do it.
We'll see. Bye.
I really want to go out and buy sweets now. You were talking about trick or treating.
Yeah, but you don't give out candy for trick or treat because you're a greedy person.
Exactly, I eat it.
Yeah, I will put that on the show too. We're still recording.
Do it.
All right. Bye, everybody.